Hey folks, Fino here. Valentine's is back, and while it works on the same basic template as last year, we've got a few additions as well. So let's take it from the top. The core of this event involves farming class chocolate coins and giving them to servants for a craft essence and a scene. This time around, male servants are included, so if you want to get in Mephistopheles' pants, you're gonna have to work for it. The man's got standards after all. Before we move on, I want to point something out. You can get the gift scenes in Valentine's 3, but that event operates on different currencies than this one. Because of this, there's no point in hoarding chocolate coins or any other currency from this event. They'll disappear some weeks after the event ends anyway, so don't bother. The big annoyance with this event isn't actually playing it so much as it is tracking which CEs do what. I'll try to make it as simple as possible. Firstly, the shop CEs, Fondant au Chocolat and Sweet Crystal, and last year's Melty Sweetheart increase drops for every class coin regardless of who equips them. Secondly, this year's Gacha CEs, just the new ones, not last year's. They increase drops for whatever the equipper counters. Give it to a saber and you'll get more Lancer coins, that sort of thing. Thirdly, the servant gift chocolates improve drops for the giver's class. If you equip Mataharis, then you get a bonus for assassin drops. The class of the equipper doesn't matter. Outside of Valentine's, these are just fancy pictures and only have sentimental value. If you're running low on CE space, they should be first in line for the bin. Fourthly, last year's Gacha CEs increased drops for the equipper's class. Give it to a saber, get more saber coins. For the Gacha CEs from both years, giving them to a Berserker will give more Berserker coins. Give them to an extra class and get bonuses for quote-unquote all-type coins. These you can trade for any other coin type. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass to work through all this, so have fun browsing your support list. Taking all this into account, your own support list should have your best Gacha CEs on your extra class or all slot, and the shop CEs should go on any supportive caster. That's what I'd recommend. Moving on, free quests have Night Class and Four Horsemen variants. You can use consumable choco molds to make enemy compositions more homogeneous. Judging from an old Reddit thread about this event, people found success grinding out the level 80 quest and aggressively using choco molds. Their reasons for doing this include desirable gear and page drops, and a seemingly high refund rate of choco molds. The shop CEs Fondant au Chocolat and Sweet Crystal are very useful, and you should limit break them after the event. Fondant gives a heavy anti-divine buff. While it's more modest than Versus, its effect is permanent. This is very important for the Bull of Heaven fight coming in summer too. Don't miss it. Sweet Crystal has Invuln Pierce and a full attack stat investment, making it a strong option for that niche. Also very useful. So we've got a challenge quest this time around. It's another boss rush, though unlike Prison Tower, this one is a single continuous battle. Because of this, it's really important that you control which enemies are on screen at a given time. One way of doing this is to keep Nightingale and Drake alive and kill the third member until Tamamo arrives. Then you keep her and Nightingale alive, kill Drake, and kill anyone else who shows up. With Lord Camelot and a bit of assistance, you can tank through Wild Hunt. Neither Nightingale nor Tamamo do damage with their NPs, so the rest is all tank and spank. My personal strat, surprise surprise, is to kamikaze in with Raiko and take as many of them with her as possible. The Musashi Nero combo at the end can spiral out of control very quickly, so I'd recommend keeping Chloe as your finisher. If you can nuke down Musashi, Nero should be manageable by herself. It's worth noting that certain enemies have a HP recovery debuff, maybe the stirrings of an anti-Merlin mechanic, something to keep in mind. One final note about this event. I'd say don't bother rolling in the friend point gacha for 3-star CEs, since they give +1 while the gift CEs give +2. Seems a bit pointless. Lot of info to juggle, but the event itself is mercifully easy. Just farm your shit, and once you run out of second archive space, get ready to trample on the tokens of your servant's affection. Except Kiritsugu's. Practice handgun safety. And that's all I've got. If any of this was helpful, drop a like. Maybe a sub. I stream FGO and other games on Twitch every weekend, so feel free to stop by. See you next time.